Good evening, everybody. It's the Irregulars show. I'm Matt Posner. He's
Chris for the teacher.
We're on time tonight. How you doing out there?
I'm here.
It's a beautiful Monday evening
Yes.
here in Florida.
Yes, it is.
And I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. So a lot to get to. Where do we even start tonight? Where do you want to start? Let's look at that.
Everywhere.
Charles Chaplin joining us. Hey, Charles. How you doing?
Charlie?
So where do you want to, because there's a lot going on. There's from the president, Zoe Larson. Congratulations on your show, Zoe.
Hey, Zoe. Yeah, Zoe.
There's so much to talk about. You know, we have our lovely president, Donald Trump, and there's so much to have Billy Walford joining us.
Billy, in Texas. You safe, girl?
Oh, that's right. Dallas, Texas. Big tornadoes today. Some major damage. And we know the construction in the Texas area and a lot of those Oklahoma, Kansas, it's a lot of stick-built stuff. So they get a storm coming through there, and God knows what's going to happen.
They're not the hockey guys.
Really? Oh, one of the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
Kelly Lowe joining us. Hey,
Kelly. Everybody. Good.
Yeah. Wow, packed Monday night. We're ready to go. Thanks for joining us, everybody. So you have some things that are let's get to what's bothering you first, because you came in very upset tonight about plant-based vegans.
Yes.
These people are ruining.
I'm being attacked.
They're being Frank DiVenzano joining us. Hey, Frank.
I'm a little concerned.
Why are you being attacked? Because you're just a meat-eating.
Yeah.
You just love a good steak. You love your ribs. Your bacon.
And these vegans are so
They're mean. Some vegans can be very mean.
Arrogant people.
Vegans can be mean people.
This liberal conservative thing is tough, but this meat eater vegan thing is getting up there.
I need one.
Oh, God.
Wine is vegan though, made with grapes.
But now, you're eating that and you're killing the animals, and I'm like, are you eating grass?
Hey, Sherry, go.
Are you eating grass? So you're making up all these little sandwiches, and you're making up everything.
Plants are living things.
Plant-based burgers, plant-based this, plant-based oxtails. What? Why are you playing?
Prime steak.
Yes, sir, Frank. Yes, sir, Frank. What the devil is this fake meat that your people are pushing down? It's an agenda. And
what's the agenda? It's just people want to eat healthy. They want to save.
How do we know it's healthy?
The cows are not being treated right.
We don't know that. There you go, Billy. A good Texas American woman. Meat eaters are American as apple pie.
But at the end of the day, as humans, our teeth are not designed to eat steak. Our bodies are really not designed to eat steak. We don't have the right teeth to chew the steak the way it's supposed to be chewed.
Got the same teeth the dog got. We got molars.
No, we don't. We
got molars.
You look at the sharpness of a dog's teeth. And our teeth. Molars are okay.
Okay, molars are for chewing meat. Molars are
bacon. Let me ask you a question, because I know as a kid, right? You took a bite of steak, right? And 1, 2, 3, Lorene joining us. Hey, Lorene, BK fake burger is worse for you.
I know it is.
Well, it's also got canola oil in it, which is very bad for you. It's very bad.
What is in this stuff? You read all the crap they put in this stuff. Soybean this, blah, blah, blah. What?
Well, look, a lot of our food is being poisoned anyway, you know. I chew it. Cook it right, but as a kid though, when you took a bite of steak, right? You chewed 1, 2, 3, and you swallowed, and you could feel the piece of meat going right down.
It was love at first bite.
But see, I love the good hamburger. There's nothing like a good, juicy, big burger that falls off the bun, right? That's juicy. That's running a little bit red, you know.
But I don't see them out there eating grass, going out eating grass.
Well, they make
up shit.
Corn is what I feed my meat before I shoot.
That's what you do.
Hey, Tommy Alexander, what's up?
It's a real woman right there.
So go ahead. So you
But seriously, I'm like, okay.
So what happened? Something happened. Somebody said something.
The problem is they're so arrogant. Let me do what I want to do.
Well, but that's with anything. Politics, religion, the way you eat. If you like eating burgers, raw, medium rare, not GMO corn. But all corn is pretty much GMO right now.
Vegans are the Jehovah's Witnesses of eating.
You think so?
Jehovah's Witnesses are annoying. They just show up anywhere. Now those sons, but they don't even knock on your door.
They don't knock on your door.
They meet you in the parking lot at Walmart and Publix and stuff. They're getting real creative.
Really?
So these vegans, for example.
Yes.
I'm getting eggs the other day.
Yes.
Minding my business.
Yes.
One of them vegans. You know those white eggs aren't good for you. You need to get brown eggs. What, those $5.99 things? The white ones are cheap. Oh, this is the only time.
But you even said yourself, though, the brown eggs are tasty.
But I had a dream that is some little third world country just painting little brown eggs. They just painted. They got some little Chinese people in a sweatshop just painting brown eggs all day, squeezing almonds to make that fake milk and shit. They just got. I want to see how they're making all this stuff.
See, Frank's right. Eat what you want. You know, enjoy life. Who cares?
That's my thing.
But that's with anything. And I tell people, potato will actually kill you. It kicks up your insulin. Meat doesn't do that. Keto baby.
Keto diet. My wife's been on the keto for a minute.
Looks great.
Looks great. Ooh, but anyway, that meat, my mom.
But you got to eat good beef. You got to eat the grass-fed. You got to eat good meat. You got to be careful. You don't want the meat that's shot up with all the hormones.
My mama, 88 years old, and she used to tell us when we were kids, because she's a country woman.
Yes.
All you need is a meat, a vegetable, and a starch. I never paid attention. A meat, a veggie, and a starch.
Now let me ask you a question. You like steak and eggs in the morning? You like a steak in the morning with your eggs?
That's bougie white people stuff. I'm bacon and eggs.
A bacon.
Sausage and eggs. We can't afford steak in the morning.
See, but if you really knew what went into the sausage.
If we got leftover steak,
yes.
We got leftover, we would do the steak.
But you got to be careful with the sausage, because that's all the scraps that they throw. There's your
she is, chime in. I just gave you a shout out about how hot you are, baby, because of your keto diet. I'm so good. You missed it, honey. Yeah. I just gave you a shout out. Yes. But mom, but seriously, right. and mama always had it in portions. We couldn't pig out. My mama wouldn't let us just sit there and just glutton and pig out. Country folks knew what to do. And they kept us active. We ate and we stayed active. We ate what the hell we wanted and we stayed active. We went out and played.
You had nothing else to do. You had to go out.
These little punk ass kids now, I say it all the time. When was the last time you stopped traffic? You had to stop your car in the middle of the street because little kids were playing in the street. They're sorry as hell. They're sorry as hell. They're all inside.
You're fired up.
I am fired up. You know I'm fired up because the Jets are playing the Patriots tonight and the Jets are going to win. I'm sorry, it's too early for that. But that's why I'm fired up.
You're also fired up because something else kind of stuck to you today. Somebody called you about Sistrunk and the whole gentrification of the Sistrunk.
Yes, Sistrunk has been gentrified.
Now, for those of you that don't know, there's a small area in Fort Lauderdale known as the Sistrunk part of town, and it's been known as the Hood since ever I can remember.
Yes, since I remember.
I mean, it's always been the Hood.
I got cousins.
And as a white guy years ago, I mean, up until probably 20 years ago, you did not drive down Sistrunk Boulevard. That was something you just did. There's certain streets in South Florida as a white person that you totally stay off and you just don't go there. Delray Beach has been gentrified.
Billy, you're in Houston. I know y'all got some parts of Houston that used to be hood. Now it's all pretty. But here was the problem.
But look what's happening in Miami at Overtown, Liberty City. I mean, they're building beautiful buildings in these towns now.
My daddy, God bless him, used to say it all the time. If the government own your house, the government can tell you when to move.
Yep.
That's why I own my house.
but you really don't own your house because, you know, at the end of the day, the government, if you're sitting on a corner lot or you're sitting somewhere that's well, not necessarily. They'll give you fair market value, but they can take the house in eminent domain, and you're screwed anyway.
Well, if I'm on Section 8 or government housing or whatever, they say get the hell out. You got 30 days to get out. Get out.
30 days to get out.
But see, now they're moving them out, and they always hit you with this one. You guys get first dibs on the new apartment. Oh, really? So I'm gonna go from paying $28 a month on Section 8 to $950 for a studio. It's $950 for a studio, $1250 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. What up, Trey? What up, Tony? What was it? I saw $950 for a studio apartment, $1250 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath.
All subsidized housing.
And $1450 for a 2-1.
And you only can make a certain amount of money.
Yeah, all those people gonna get out.
Right.
Everybody's
Look, there's Progresso Point that they built. That's low-income housing.
Yeah, we own our shit. That's right, baby. We won't play them games. Come gentrify me all you want. I need that before I get out.
But look, it's happening all over. Delray Beach. If you look at parts of Pompano now, parts of Pompano are getting taken over.
But now what happens?
It wouldn't surprise me if that whole section, that Ely section back there, is going to take it.
But now the problem is where these people go.
You got to go to Belglade. You got to
go.
They go to Okeechobee.
Don't move them by me.
They're going to go to the country.
Don't come to my neighborhood.
Go to the country.
I don't want you here.
They're going to go to the country.
And do what?
And live.
But pick beans?
Yeah, they'll pick oranges. There's plenty of jobs.
They're not going to work. I knew it.
Well, then they have to drive an hour to get to West Palm Beach to go to work.
Who's going to work? I'm on Section 8.
Blame the CRC and the CRA.
CRA. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Money, money, money. Community redevelopment.
Yeah. It's happened everywhere.
Everywhere.
But South Florida has become so desirable, and everybody wants to live here.
Yeah.
Because there's no state income tax, and it's just cheaper to live, or supposedly cheaper to live.
Supposedly.
But look, we're going so vertical right now; it's unbelievable. I mean, everywhere going up, going up. But here, the government has better control of you when they're going up. If you're in a single-family house, you know you're one household. Now they got 300 people in a building. They got better control.
I can control that. Big building, big luxury.
Jennifer Moran joining us.
Look at all my friends here today.
Wow, you got a really good following.
Everybody's here today. Life's good.
Life's good.
Yeah, I'm in Facebook jail, but everybody can see me today.
Yeah, look at that.
When I'm not in jail, typical black man.
Chris Priester is in Facebook jail. Do you guys think we are in a bubble? We live in a bubble.
Big one.
Big bubble. The Truman Show, listen, I've always said that the art imitates life, life imitates art, vice versa, whatever you want to say. But the Truman Show, if you haven't watched the movie with Jim Carrey, and he lives in this town, and they have him, on TV since birth, and he finally finds out at the end of the movie that he's living in this fake world, and he gets out. And we are kind of living in this fake world if you think about it. You have a president that doesn't think any of the rules apply to him. Real estate bubble, that kind of bubble? No, I don't think we're in a real estate bubble because, look, prices haven't gone haven't skyrocketed. They've kind of plateaued a little bit, and I think that it's still a little bit of a seller's market right now.
Rob, it's just like any other time. When you got equity in your house, you can make some money. If I wanted to sell right now, I can make $1 or $2. Yeah, but we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think. I think in South Florida right now, look, interest rates are very low. They're at an all-time low. And I think that there's some good programs. The 3% programs are back out there. The FHA programs are out there.
Man, my baby did.
And there's certain areas, certain communities that, look, you can still buy a house for under $200,000 and live like a king, as long as you don't mind who your neighbors are.
My fucking rent is skyrocketing, poor guy.
Well, because rentals are in demand. Because
everybody here.
There is a segment of the population that doesn't want to own, that wants to rent because, look, at the end of the day, if you own your house, let's say it's a single-family house, you got to pay the landscaper. You got Elizabeth Iacobelli joining us. Hey, Elizabeth. Everything breaks. The roof goes. The stove goes. Things happen. You're responsible for all those.
Rob, I'm going to tell you something, Rob, the piggyback on that. The 1 year when me and my wife were in transition, We were waiting on the house to get fixed up, all dolled up. So we lived downtown Fort Lauderdale, one of them high-rise thingamajigs. I was a spoiled brat because I knew if anything broke, concierge. Concierge. Want to go downstairs, want to go to the pool, want to get the laptop out, want to go have the game room. You got all the amenities right there. But boy, now as a homeowner, Jesus Christ.
If breaks, it's on you.
It's on me. It's like, damn them amenities.
And we sure know he doesn't like to pay anything.
Oh, no. I've been
He's going to find the cheapest Mexican.
I've been hanging with people too long. I've been with the Judean community since I was 13. My first job.
He's got short arms and long pockets.
Oh,
pockets.
yeah. Oh, wow. Ooh, whoa. I learned that from my daddy.
Alligator on.
Yeah. You know my daddy used to tell crackheads back in the day when they first was begging for money back in the 80s.
Best year ever.
That's right. When they used to have, they used to beg money, they used to ask my daddy, hey man, you got $1? My daddy would be like, hell yeah, I got more than that, because I went to work today. And then they keep walking.
Oh, that's so those first of all, they just drove traffic.
Oh, Jesus.
There was a guy the other day, got me so aggravated. He kept walking in front of the traffic on the green light, and he would take his sweet time. It's like
the other ones that dance right there on the dotted line.
Yeah.
They're freaking trying to turn, and they're sitting there begging right there on the dotted line. Yeah. Get your ass on the median, man. It's going to take one of them to get hit.
And think about the number of miles that they walk in a 4-hour time span that they have to do their shift.
I'm sitting there thinking.
Yes.
When we had crackheads, those people work. They work for their crack money. I don't know what's wrong with these new drug addicts. A crackhead had skills. They would cut your grass. They'll paint your house for $5. Those are good, hard-working people. And now these new druggies, they don't want to work. They just want to beg. I used to like the crackhead. They would cut your grass, do your hedges. All you needed was the tools in the hood back in the day. Crackheads will work. These new dope heads, they steal your shit, they beg. I don't like them. I don't like them. Crackheads work. I'm sorry. Life. Bridget the Midget, I'm very disturbed.
Why?
Everyone knows that I have a butt fetish. So that means I like midgets, because all midgets have a big booty.
That's true. There was actually a lesbian small person at the comic show.
My midget.
Aren't they called little people or small?
Well, no, but this
person?
one is special. She's a porn star, and it's Bridget the Midget, and she ran into her room and argued with her boyfriend, and she stabbed him in the thigh with a butter knife.
What?
And they're trying to arrest Bridget the Midget.
No
and Bridget can get 15 years. Wow. Bridget can get 15 years for stabbing her big grown boyfriend in the thigh.
With a butter knife.
I'm pretty sure.
You can't make this up.
She should get a short sentence.
Oh, jeez. That was bad. That was bad. You couldn't help that.
How dare they? You can't lock Bridget up. There's no way Bridget the Midget can get locked up for this. How couldn't you just slap her? I mean, seriously. You're a big 6-foot man and your midget girlfriend stabbing you in the thigh. What kind of wuss are you, man? You couldn't just grab by the hair and throw her? I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right,
let's move on.
Moving on.
You got the Irregulars. I'm Matt Posner, and he's Chris Priest. And we're coming to you on a Monday night, as we always do.
Yes.
And a lot more to get to. We're going to talk some sports later on.
Yes.
Hang in there. We're going to talk NFL,
NCAA.
Yeah. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
See, you're busted.
But Bridget is amazing.
You have a fascination with Bridget, huh?
Big butts. That's why I watch the Little People of Atlanta.
Wow.
It's like 6 of them on
I know. I know. You love that show.
Yeah.
This is why I pray for your wife.
Thank you, Billy.
See, at least somebody's praying for her.
Thank you, Billy.
All right. Anyway, moving on. We have to talk about it because our lovely president, Donald, kind of went on a little bit of a rampage today.
He did.
Yes, he did. About his Syria decision. regarding the Kurds and what the Turks are doing, and the Turks are really going after it. They're not like they were calling a ceasefire, and the Turks like we didn't agree to any ceasefire.
And they threw tomatoes at our troops when they were leaving.
Yes,
meanies.
Well, come on, you'd be upset too if somebody turned their come on, if you turned your back on somebody.
This is my whole thing.
Go ahead. If you turned your back on somebody that was counting on you, how would you feel? Okay, about that individual.
This is how I feel as an American.
Go ahead.
I'm not threatened by Kurds and Turks. I don't live over there. I'm not going over there.
I agree with you.
Why don't the troops come to Chicago or Detroit or Atlanta, the places where we have problems in America?
I've been saying it for years.
Bring your ass here.
Bring all the troops home.
And straighten that up.
Let's get these troops to help build our infrastructure.
Do that.
And protect our own streets.
You want to impress me? Do that. I could care less about a Kurd.
But that was kind of the platform that Donald ran on, was kind of an isolationist platform. An America first. And that all we're going to care about is America.
Yes.
And that all we're going to, and he's kind of, that's what he's done in running the country.
I mean, my problem. And I understand.
But do you close all the bases? Look, how many foreign countries, Flint, perfect example, Flint, Michigan, they still can't get clean water.
We got plenty of places the troops can go right here.
Camden, New Jersey is another one.
Woo,
what is it? Outside of Missouri, in St. Louis.
All that. I remember that.
East St. Louis is terrible.
Dumb.
Parts of Ohio.
Dumb. I just left that place. Oh, in parts of Pennsylvania, when you're driving on the highway, you go from 80, next thing you say, 55 miles an hour. Watch for potholes. How the hell can I drive on a highway with potholes? In America.
How many bridges are in need of repair? How many tunnels? How many
And I'm not saying making military slaves either, by the way.
No, but you put them to work.
Yeah, put them to work.
There's a lot of engineers in the military. There's a lot of guys. Look. They're willing to go to the desert and sweat their butts off and work hard.
At least they're home. At least everybody here understands them.
Right. And now you protect our borders.
I couldn't imagine pulling up on somebody with a gun, not knowing if I'm supposed to. Hey, I don't even speak your language. Am I supposed to shoot you or you? How does this go?
But how would you feel if Germany, if you went out in your backyard and right here in Fort Lauderdale, the Germans had a military base?
And I didn't understand a word they were saying.
How would you feel about that?
I would hate it.
How would you feel if you walked out and the Russians had a military base in West Palm Beach?
I would be upset. I get upset when I don't understand.
So why do we have military bases all over the world? Why have we still, to this day, and I kind of agree with the Donald on this one, get everybody home and start building our infrastructure and start rebuilding America and what America stands for.
All these poor kids coming back with all this PTSD for no reason. It shouldn't even be over there.
Yeah, look at this one guy, the guy in California from, what was he, from Guatemala or something? El Salvador.
Yeah.
Guy served multiple tours of duty.
He didn't get his green card.
Okay, didn't get his green card. PSTD, when he came back, did a couple of bad things, did some time in jail.
Now we're going to deport you.
Now we're going to deport you. Thanks for your service. Way to go.
Got to get your green card. But I for one think they need to come back. I'm not a big military. Bring them back.
Bring them back. Put them to work
We need work here. We need help here. I don't care about protecting no Kurd and no Turkey. Chicago.
Turkey's only good for one thing. Thanks, Tim.
Damn, that was terrible.
Was it?
That was almost worse than mine.
It was.
It's okay.
Well, we'll move on.
Move on.
All right. Anyway, getting back to the Donald.
Yeah.
So now, according to sources, he's now the G7 summit that he had this brilliant idea about bringing to Miami to Doral because of its location to the airport, not even considering what it would cost the people of Doral or Miami for the security that we'd have to provide.
I wanted it there because I paid for right.
But and then all the politicians talking about the emolument clause in the Constitution that it's in there. What about the Kurds who helped us? Look, yeah, but you know what though? Should we ever? I mean, look, we helped them. They helped us. Friends.
Peace.
But yeah, we should have done a little bit more for the Kurds. At least we should have gotten them out of there with our troops. We could have brought them to like Montana or one of these states that has like very little population and throw them a little bit of land.
I'm actually pissed because his place is right down the street from the Miami Improv. I was gonna set a comedy show up right around Donald, bringing everybody to the round. I was ready.
Eric Kaplan.
I'm actually disappointed. As a matter of fact, I got a show that Thursday night. I'm gonna drive right by and wave at Donald's people as I go to tell jokes at the Improv. And damn it, we could have had a show, Sharon.
The president is calling the emoluments clause phony.
A lot of stuff is.
And it's right there. I mean, you can read it. And then the president comes out today and says that by being president, he is losing. Ready for this? See, this really blows my mind. And this was on Fox News, not CNN.
Yeah, it was.
The president, Donald Trump, is losing between $2 and $5 billion by being president.
Hey.
And the man still won't show his tax returns.
Hey, I could be making billions, but I'm going to sit here and make $300,000.
Y'all better be nice to my people.
I'm going to sit here and make $300,000 when I could be making billions because I love my country that much.
I have this question. Billy, I have this question for you. Is there anything that he says or does that is just a little concerning to you? Now, I think he's done some good stuff. I'm not a huge supporter, but he is the president, and I will support.
American.
I'm American, and I want the president to do well.
Yeah, I'm not
that guy that says, okay, we got to impeach him, and that's going to cost the taxpayers millions of dollars.
The 4 years up already.
Right.
Yeah,
if you're that concerned, vote him out. Put the right person. Which the right person might be this Gabbard woman, if you read about her.
God,
yeah, but she's going to the right, though. Did you read about that? She's
the first thing on Fox News today. Her big
right. But she's talking about, there's a lot of things that she's talking about and saying that's bringing her over to the right. Okay, but
I personally wouldn't mind one, but this country still ain't putting a woman up. I don't care how great she is. They won't do it.
You never know.
If they didn't do it with silly,
you never know.
Hillary.
No, but Hillary wore the pantsuit badly. There was too much wrong with
this
her.
girl. I like her. Gabby's cute.
She's cute too.
And Gabby's a good name.
Yes.
But I don't think
Michelle Rodman joining us. Hey, Michelle.
I still think we're still too sexist as a country.
Ladies, would you vote for a woman if she had the right mentality and the right stance? I want to know if you're ready to vote a woman into office.
I don't think.
Who? Tusi. Yes, Tusi. Tusi Gabbard.
I don't think they would. They're not.
She's leaning to the right a little bit. Hey, Doug Goodstein, what's up?
A lot of people would stay home before they vote.
You think people would stay home?
I hate to say it.
The black community wouldn't put a woman in office?
Shit. We only came out from Iraq.
Really?
And we ain't getting no more black guys.
Well, Cory Booker's off his rocker.
Black guys are over with. That's tough.
You don't think Colin Powell would have been a good president?
No.
Too cool?
Yeah, we're done.
Can't hear you out of the restaurant, but hello, wave.
All right, Doug.
All right, Doug. I hope you're enjoying your meal.
But my thing, we're done with the black president. What?
When I find one, maybe. Come on, one thing that bothers you. Does it concern you at all that he hasn't shown his taxes? Like, what is the reason? Why would he not show his taxes? It is a trap.
Really?
Camelia Harris is awesome.
Ain't gonna make a black woman.
No, they're not ready for it yet.
I see the first time she neck roll one of them.
No, Camelia Harris is not going to do that.
What you said, Turkey? What you said, Kurd man? Ain't gonna work. We are just too sexist.
Ben Carson was my first pick. I like Ben. You know what? I actually got to see Ben Carson. There was an event here in Pompano when he first started running for president back in 2015. And I got to see Ben Carson speak. And I have to say, I was very impressed with Ben Carson. And, you know, but
he spoke so well.
So well.
You know what? That's the first
and he
thing
came from, look where he came from. And look, his mother was impoverished, poverty, and she had to work 3 jobs.
And then the white man saved him. He went to college with the white man, and the white man saved him. Hallelujah. He's one of the good ones.
He's slow.
He's one of the good ones. Old Ben. Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
He speaks so well. Whenever a white man start that sentence with, boy, I heard him, and he was so eloquent. He speaks so well. He must have a white wife.
Did he?
No, Ben doesn't. No, he's one of the good ones. Smart, but no charisma. Yeah, he's kind of bland.
He is bland, but you know, like he spoke, and I kind of liked him a little bit, but he just didn't have what it takes.
Nah, but that girl, the lady, Gabby, ladies,
Michelle Taylor joining us.
I'm scared. They're not gonna put a woman up there. Our country we're just not. Hey, Michelle, our country, we're just too sexist. Even though they're on this toxic masculinity kick lately, because if I hear that word again, I'm gonna lose it. That's another word that's driving me crazy. Like you to Michelle, that's another word that's driving me crazy often. Toxic masculinity. Oh, all these men are toxic. All these men are toxic. They put the woman down. But then, when the transgender show up and beat all the women ass in boxing and in the cycling, it's, oh, you're a man. No.
Hate the Chinese festival. What happened with the Chinese festival?
Don't you get racist in, Michelle.
What happened with the Chinese
food? We like the Chinese.
I used to love Chinese food.
Until the
what happened with the Chinese? What happened? How dare they hurt dogs and eat them?
Oh, good. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
We don't play with Chinese anymore. They were scared. Puppy. I think
Buddha gig.
When
toxic feminist is more like it.
Yeah, that's the new word. The feminist and don't touch me and I'm tough and it's tough. They are getting.
Well, look, I always wonder if you go into a Chinese restaurant or a Vietnamese restaurant, what kind of meat you're actually going to get.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned.
I'd be a little concerned. This
point. Oh yeah, we know.
No, did you hear? I didn't hear about that. Was that something we have to look that up? I didn't hear that.
I saw it briefly. When I saw Chinese and dogs, I already knew what time it was.
Right.
It's like the biggest stereotype ever, but it's not a stereotype. They actually do it.
Look, the world, and Michelle, that's perfect. The world right now is a crazy place. Tom Walkstetter joining us. Hey, Tom. No, look, my dogs are my children.
We know, Michelle.
But yeah,
Michelle, we know white people.
Oh no, the white people.
White people and dogs, we know.
No, that's it.
Michelle, relax. You're triggered. White people and dogs are triggered. Trigger words. Relax.
Black people love their dogs.
No, we pit bullies.
That's true. Well, it's funny because this one kid I knew, he had 2 dogs and they always stayed outside. They never were allowed in the house.
You're goddamn right. Black people, your dog belongs. Dogs are supposed to, like my buddy Chris Flanagan says, dogs are supposed to stay outside and pant. Dogs are supposed to pant.
No, pets are not animals. Pets are people. Like dogs are people. Like look, Ella. Ella gets fed better than I eat. Okay? Ella, our dog, Michelle feeds Ella organic food, organic chicken, organic meat. Yeah, Michelle. Look, in our bed, Michelle we have a bed in the bed, and Ella sleeps in her bed in our bed. Now, look, this is disturbing because if you have a dog, this is a story that comes out of Ohio. A couple left their dog at I guess a pet hotel or a pet sitter, and the dog supposedly got out and found a hole in the fence. Dog disappeared, 4-year-old dog. They couldn't find the dog. 4 days later, they found the dog had been hit and run over.
Oh, Jesus.
And the story. And the place doesn't want to have anything to do with the people. Very sad story.
I just saw before I came here in Australia.
Yes.
A little doggy fell off a cliff. And they brought the helicopter out. 3 hours. brought the helicopter down and rescued the dog and brought him back to safety.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. And they licked and kissed, and him and his owner just licked each other, and they were white together.
Yeah, that was Michelle. Very sad story. Sorry to bring
They
it up.
bathed together.
You got to be careful where you leave your dog.
You got to watch
leave,
together.
We don't leave Ella with anybody. We have certain people that take care of
dogs. You see leftovers.
Obsessed with being a dog.
I think I kind of noticed Michelle, and you type fast. It's very impressive.
But it's true though. You go to the dog park, even anywhere. I kiss mine from head to toe.
Jesus Christ.
Now, what kind of dogs do you have, Michelle?
Please, Michelle.
Do you have little dogs, big dogs? They don't go to just anyone.
Oh, God.
Now, you have certain groomers for your dog?
Pet groomers?
My ex-husband watched them. Oh, you trust them with the ex? Wow.
This is terrible.
See, I don't know.
This is kind of dark.
Yeah.
This is dogs.
Dogs.
The most segregated place in South Florida is the dog park.
3 4-pound Yorkies.
Oh, those little cute.
They're so cute.
Those are the whitest dogs God ever made.
Oh no, Michelle is your super fan tonight. Yes.
Yes.
Michelle loves us.
Yes.
They don't go outside. Where do they go? Michelle, what do? They go on pads? What do you have? Like an indoor grass place in your house?
We might have our next show for real place. I want to see Dog Heaven.
They are on PP pads.
Oh my God.
But they're tiny little 4-pound dogs.
This is so white.
They are Boca dogs. Gotta go, fellas. All right, Charles. Thank you. Thanks for chiming in.
Thank you. All right, I'm done with dogs. I'm so done with dogs. Thank you, Michelle.
We gotta see Michelle. Next time we gotta get pictures. We gotta get pictures of the Yorkies.
We might have to go live.
We might have to go live from your house, Michelle.
I want to be there.
We want to be there with the Yorkies. Michelle Kaplan.
I'm gonna put a Yorkie on my live.
Right. We're gonna try and figure out a way to go live at Michelle's house with the 3 Yorkies, and we want to hold the Yorkies on the show.
Are Yorkies racist to black people?
Oh, they might bite you. That's right.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not pet friendly. See,
but come on.
We're okay, but black people don't like all that licking and.
No, they don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
We don't like
licking.
Shit, man.
Look, for the most part, you're not very. Look, culturally, the intimacy without Barry White and Teddy Pendergrass and.
Oh my God!
The intimacy in the black community is not really.
You guys,
come on!
You're watching too much hardcore porn.
No,
we are very romantic people.
Are you?
We are very romantic. Are you kidding me?
Her ex is black.
All right. We are very romantic.
Uncle
people.
Jack joining us. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Uncle Jack. All your good love.
He lets them lick. So there you go.
He's white. He ain't no real brother.
He's not a real brother.
He ain't no real black man.
That's why he's allowed to watch them, because he lets them lick. Oh, stop. No, don't go there. Oh, no. All right, we got to move on from the dogs. Oh, boy. He's Jamaican. That's different.
Yeah, they run around with them out there.
Yeah, they have dogs everywhere in Jamaica, right?
I'm not. I don't like that.
But you let Ella. You're very nice with Ella when she's around. She'll come up to you, and
Ella is trained well.
Yes, she is.
Yes, we're done. No more dogs.
Barry and Marvin.
That was good love music.
Marvin Gaye.
And I tell people, if you can tell a lot about a man by his playlist.
Yes.
If you get in the car, ladies, and he doesn't have some good Barry, Marvin, some Luther Vandross, some good Teddy Pendergrass, some love music.
Like Billy Ocean had a couple of good songs.
He shouldn't be playing 2 Live Crew, Luther Campbell when you get in the passenger seat.
Right.
Come on.
Yes, for sure.
Fair is fair.
100%. All right, let's move on to sports.
Yes, we're almost done. God, Jesus.
I know, it's already 40 minutes of the Irregulars. We got about 10 minutes to go. Yes. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Please share the show if you enjoyed it. We'll talk about it. We got some things to plug here.
Yes.
Got some events coming up.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Unk Life T-shirts. So we're good there. Let's talk about, first of all, the national Phil Collins. Love Phil Collins. great artist. In the air tonight.
Hola.
All right. The Nationals and Astros, for those baseball fans out there, rooting for the Nationals. They've never won a World Series. It's been 80 some odd years since the World Series was in Washington, D.C.
I don't want to see Trump.
And I don't want to see the Astros win. But no, it's not a win.
But if the Washington wins, what's going to happen when they go to D.C.? You can't run from them.
No.
You got to visit the White House.
You think so? That's interesting.
They're in D.C., so they can't run from it there.
No, they can't run. Not into baseball. Okay, football. NCAA football. The Canes losing to Georgia Tech. That was a disaster. You're a Division I program, and you don't have not one kicker.
I'm embarrassed.
In your whole college, Astros. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, right.
Of course, we know you're.
That's good, Billy.
Yeah, go Houston.
We suck. You will suck.
Oh, but you don't have a kicker that can kick a 26-yard football. Not into football.
What are you
into, Michelle? Soccer? Betsy Roberts joining us.
Well, we just did about 10 minutes with a bunch of people that aren't in the dogs. So just listen, woman.
Patty joining us. We're going to top that.
All right. I hear you, Astros.
All right. Canes football, big trouble.
Dolphins.
Big trouble. Oh, Dolphins. I mean, come on. It was a joke. No soccer. No soccer.
I see why he's the ex.
You think so? Oh, boxing. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Big fight coming up. Canelo Alvarez going to be fighting.
I haven't watched boxing.
I love boxing. Michelle, I'll watch boxing with you any day. Love a good fight. Do you like MMA?
MMA screwed it up. MMA ruined boxing.
Yes, it did. It did.
Boxing was the man 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Tyson, all that good stuff. Oh, man.
No, big. I mean, definitely.
Oh.
X was into soccer.
Yeah, he's
love
Jamaican.
The fights.
The Jamaicans love soccer. Duh.
I love the fights. Love going to a good fight.
Jamaicans and soccer. Duh.
But they don't have a good national team, though.
Because they're all over here.
Oh, is that it?
They're all over here.
Son was a boxer. Nice.
She almost got one of them fucking talk things. There's no way she's typing that. Are you talking to us? Jesus Christ.
All right. The sweepstakes is on. Now, Tagovailoa got hurt on Saturday.
That Samoan kid, Hawaii.
Yep. And now he had surgery on Sunday. They did his tightrope procedure, which he had last year. Sorry to hear that. The diabetes took over.
And I just thought about something, too.
Yes. What?
As I was watching the NFL the other day, they keep saying that boy is the #1 player.
She's a court reporter. That's why she types so fast.
Oh, wow. They said that boy is the #1 pick. I don't think there's a left-handed quarterback in the NFL. I was looking at that the other day.
Let me see. Left-handed quarterback right now in the NFL? No.
We haven't had a lefty in a while. And I know for a fact that the ball comes – I used to play with wide receiver.
You did?
So the ball comes
different. Tight end?
No, I was skinny.
Okay.
The ball was skinny. The ball comes different from the left and the right.
Yeah, definitely.
So if he's his hot shot, the whole team will have to learn how to catch the ball from the left side. Because now that team doesn't need a left tackle, they need a right tackle. Because that's his blind side. Right. He changes the whole dynamic.
But a right tackle is much easier to find than a left tackle.
That's true too.
So I don't think that's a
big concern. People are going to be scheming for that because he's a lefty.
I don't think it's a big concern.
But I don't remember lefty since Michael Vick. Who else? A popular lefty. Steve Young, Michael Vick.
Boomer Esiason.
Boomer. Lefties don't come through the NFL like that.
No, not as much.
And plus he's an Alabama quarterback.
Yeah. But look, the NFL yesterday was so hard to watch, discriminating against lefties. Not really. This is one of the things, look,
it's weird.
Hey, lefties can only play one position on the infield in baseball. They can only play first base
or pitch. That's it.
Pitch. And you never see a lefty catcher.
Can't do
it. Very difficult.
Can't do it.
Very hard to do because you're throwing across your body to the other side.
This is every pitch.
Now, lefties in basketball, different.
Oh, also, they're the shooters.
Yep.
Make that knuckleball.
Speaking of the NBA, we got to talk about the Miami Heat a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the Miami Dion Waiters,
Wednesday
guard,
yeah,
is getting he's suspended for the opening game. Because
talking back to the coach.
Talking back to the coach, and going on social media.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is, and doing what he did.
You know what?
And now he's going to lose $83,000. And the fact that this man even makes $83,000 a game is disturbing enough.
Did you hear that, America?
$83,000 a game.
And they play 82 games.
Do the math.
And then you wonder why
Sheila Kaplan's.
And then you wonder why people sit out there and play basketball and football with their kids all day. Shit, you can't get $83,000 a week being a whatever. Look at our world. Athletes make the most money. They make more than the president. Oh, those college coaches it's ridiculous. The way they're whoring those poor children.
Nick Saban makes $11 million a year, and the governor of Alabama makes about $285,000.
Did you see what happened to that little kid from Clemson?
Oh yes.
Kid punched a player the other day, and coach made that bitch catch the bus.
Ride the bus home with the
You're not flying with the rest of us in first class. You catch the bus, boy.
Yeah, 450-mile bus ride.
A lot of thinking.
Oh yeah. No, he was very apologetic, supposedly, in the locker room. He apologized to his teammates. And even Dabo Swinney went over and apologized to the head coach of Louisville. And that's not our style. That's not who we are.
I'm sitting there getting mad watching college. I'm not mad, but I had a friend tell me, oh, Chris, all those guys in their school, they're not there for school. They got, they don't have good GPAs. I said, son, your little 4.0 daughter and that little $3,000 tuition you pay ain't nothing. Think I wouldn't take a risk on 80 guys that might have questionable academics? I got 40,000 students at my school. I'll take a chance on 80. I'll put them in the nicest dorm.
Yeah.
I'll make up a major like basket weaving.
No, recreational science.
Recreational sciences.
That's a good one.
And they're going to make me zillions on Saturday. Do you think those people care about your tuition?
Hey, look at Penn State, Michigan the other night. 106,000 people packed that stadium, the whiteout.
The low end, the student tickets, $30.
Easily.
That's the low end ticket.
And they only give a certain amount of tickets.
Exactly.
To students.
Alumni tickets, the people sitting out front, $340. And you do that 6 Saturdays.
Somebody told me that they paid $500 to go to a concert the other night.
I believe it.
A concert. $500 to see this guy Post Malone.
No, see, this is what we are in America. I've always said this. Everybody
now, is he black or white? I don't know what he is. He's got some kind of mix, right? He's got tattoos all over him.
They love him.
They love this guy. $500.
I'm going back to the old folks again, my parents. It's never a recession. It's just what do you spend your money on?
Right, right.
You always got a job. You always got bills. But what do you spend it on? I'm not spending $500 on no concert.
No, never.
Somebody might spend $200 on alcohol.
No.
It might be drugs.
But I've done the bottle thing at the clubs where you buy a bottle, a $15 bottle for $200.
Yeah, show out. And then you wake up the next morning. What the fuck did I do with my money?
Jim Hughes joining us. Hey,
money. And that's the issue.
Jim, you safe from those tornadoes in Texas?
What are you spending it on?
Yeah, right.
What do you spend your money on? What do we frivolously waste on? We know we got gas bills, but for some reason, people just got money laying around for $500 concert, $1,000 phones, rims per car. We got money.
And as soon as the hurricane comes, everybody's got money for supplies.
Oh, wow. Maybe we're not in this result.
You know what we got to do? We got to go to some backyards. Oh, we froze up again.
We're almost there.
All right, well, we're almost there. But we got to go to some backyards and start digging.
Botox, they got money for that. Booties everywhere. Everybody's got money for booties.
Lip injections. Oh, that's so disgusting.
And them big ass fake lashes. And, oh my God.
Terrible.
I'm losing it with these fake lashes.
Terrible.
Where's the natural?
Absolutely terrible. Those lips injections are $800.
And everybody got it, Sharon, for some reason.
Especially in Boca.
They all got the money for it.
Boca has the money.
So where are we? Boca. Are we this broke country? Maybe he is creating jobs and money. Maybe the economy is.
We got to go start digging for cans. People have buried a lot of money in some of these yards.
I think so too.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, that was 50 minutes of gold, people. Thank you for joining us. Michelle Taylor, appreciate you chiming in. Sherry Belgard, Billy Walford, everybody else for chiming in. Thank you. Thank you. We have to talk about this. The November 3rd, which is a Sunday night.
Yes.
Sunday, November 3rd.
Right there.
The Sis-Drunk Comedy.
Yes.
The comedy.
Right after the Jets beat the Dolphins. 1 o'clock game.
1 o'clock game. And the Jets and Dolphins are in the sweepstakes almost.
Yes.
And Cincinnati and the Dolphins are in the sweepstakes for Tua.
That's right.
All right, so November 3rd, Comedy Festival, great show. I'm going to probably be there celebrating, the night before my birthday.
Yes.
Also, just want to give a shout out to Michelle Kaplan, my lovely girlfriend. We are opening up VB20 Studios in Del Rey. We're going to get Chris in shape. Come out, check us out. Go to VB20 Studios Facebook page. Like the page, check out some of the videos. Yay. Some great stuff going to be happening in Del Rey. We're going to be opening up studios all over South Florida. Don't forget, get your Unk Life t-shirts. Can't forget those. The famous.
All over.
That will be a great show. There's some great comedians on that bill. And it's a great venue, so please come out and support comedy. November 3rd.
This week, Fort Lauderdale, I'll be at C&I Studios right here on First Avenue. That's Wednesday night.
Oh, nice.
Thursday night, I'm doing the late night Miami Improv. And Friday, I host Eargasms, Poetry and Chill. That's erotic poetry.
Have you heard of Gatsby's joint on
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Supposedly they have some comedy too there. They have events and they have music.
You might need to talk. I know about Gatsby.
Somebody told me about that.
I know what it is.
What's Unkscape? Go ahead, give her a little unk. Give her the unk.
Unk is a term of endearment. It's short for uncle. It's a guy over 40 who thinks he's cool. Couple of characteristics sharing. First generation hip hop. First generation strip clubs. That's me. He needs to figure out when he's going to retire. Matt is an unk.
I'm an unk.
He will not be a pop. Pop, when you transition to pops, that's funeral home.
That's it. You're done.
Unk is a cool.
Pop's going in the assisted living facility.
That's right. Unk stays out till the next morning.
That's right.
Sometimes.
You can still go all night.
After a nap.
That's it. All right. We're the Irregulars. I'm Matt Posner.
Chris Priestley, the thinker.
We love you all. Thanks for joining us. Please share the show.
Share.
If you enjoyed it. And
Jets Patriots. Jets are about to upset the Patriots. I gotta go. The Jets about to